Celtics with 67 points with 6:45 remaining. Tatum drives down and throws it down! Wow!
That is a 2017 rookie Jason Tatum. And that, of course, is the illustrious LeBron James. We're at TD Garden for Game 7 of the 2018 Eastern Conference Finals. There's exactly half a quarter left, and Jason Tatum just flushed a momentum-swifting, heavily contested dunk on LeBron to cut the lead down to 2. LeBron once again finds himself with his back against the wall. He has everything to lose, and Jason Tatum and the C's have everything to gain. Coming into this game, the Celtics were 10-0 at home in these playoffs, including 3 wins already over the Cavs by an average of 17 points per game. To paint a better picture, the last time these two teams met in a Game 7 in Boston was in 2008 in the semifinals. LeBron had scored 45 points and Paul Pierce had scored 41 points. The Celtics won that series with a 97-92 victory in that Game 7. But this wasn't 2008 anymore. The NBA was a completely different league. Kobe Bryant wasn't so swiftly putting up 40 bombs on any given night before the tone of your rim BlackBerry went off. And Kevin Garnett wasn't locking your favorite player up with one hand while simultaneously spoon-feeding their wives and mothers Honey Nut Cheerios with the other. The one player that was and still is doing some of the same stuff from 2008 is this guy. That Game 7 2018 series is probably the last time we'd see LeBron have to respond in such an unstoppable way with his back against the wall with everyone betting against him. But taking a glimpse and fast forwarding to this year, and LeBron is in the exact same predicament. Only this time, instead of it being a playoff series, his back is against the wall for the entirety of the 2023 season. But this is a good thing. Stick with me here. As basketball fanatics, we can become completely deranged, parasocial, and unhinged and unknowingly fixated on the simple concept of recency bias. So much so that we tend to doubt and forget the utter greatness of some of the most capable players that have ever touched a basketball. Coming into the 2023 season, the KDs, Kawhis, and most certainly LeBron James have something to prove. But unlike the other two, LeBron is alone on a team with virtually no help, but that's when in years past he tends to flourish the most. You know how the mini stories go. The man literally dragged a roster with the likes of J.R. Smith, Amon Shumpert, Sean Marion, and Tristan Thompson on it to the finals in spite of being without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. LeBron James' otherworldly play still sees him doing stuff like this within a 6-year span of each other at the age of 37 now and year 20. At the age of 22, Bron single-handedly put the entirety of Cleveland on his back, beating some of the league's best at the time. Gilbert Arenas, Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, Richard Hamilton, Chauncey Billups. Yeah, unlike those previous years mentioned, this season should be a cakewalk, or for lack of a better term, child's play. I mean, their roster still consists of capable players, AD, Russ, and a few decent bench pieces in Juan Toscano Anderson and Kendrick Nunn, with the most crucial and relevant addition being Pat Bev. And that right there, that is what LeBron has been missing since 2020. The one thing that trumps all else. The one thing that most players either come equipped with or not. The killer instinct mindset. To put the killer instinct mindset into deeper perspective, here's a look back at the 2020 championship roster that had a team full of guys who stuck by that standard. Rajon Rondo, Dennis Schroeder, Alex Smith, J.R. Smith, and maybe the most killer instinctive player we've seen in the last 7 years, Markieff Morris. And now with the scrappy roster consisting of Russ, AD, Pat Bev, and LeBron, there's only 2 scenarios the season can end in. Unbearable heartbreak, or, as I see it going, intoxicating ultimate success. This year's LeBron-led Lakers team isn't last year's Laker team, and due to the hiring of head coach Darvin Ham, Russell Westbrook can have a more impactful role, or turn nonsensical transition mishaps like this into buckets. If you don't believe it now, let me break it down to you. Darvin Ham adds a less congestive, driver-friendly scheme. He's figured 5-out motion is a myth, and knocking that allows for a guy to always be in the middle of the floor. Whether it's a cutter, a post-up, or a dribbler or a driver, he's just opened it up and made it easy to move, reverse, etc. Essentially, Darvin Ham is implementing what he likes to call 360-degree coaching style, meaning both ends of the floor are connected. He's simplified the game. He isn't looking for one specific offensive or defensive type of player to fill the team, more so well-rounded players on both ends. Hence keeping Russ around and trading for Pat Bev along with signing Juan Toscano Anderson. Although LeBron is still arguably the best basketball player in the world, he's quite clearly no longer the player he was 2 years ago, let alone 5 years ago. But, still without a doubt, the evolving factor that puts this year above all the other previously mentioned circumstances is the looming presence of failure and the never-ending pressure of having a substandard legacy. Besides, if you've learned one thing over the years of watching the NBA, never doubt a man when his legacy is at stake. And with that being said, I like to think this is LeBron's redeem team. In my opinion and many others, the stars are aligning perfectly for Bron to make a run at the finals. I mean, the man LeBron faithfully hasn't missed the finals 3 years in a row in his entire career, and for multiple reasons, I don't see this being the year it happens. Furthermore, if you're a fan of LeBron and Laker Nation, you should stand by the quote, "No matter how dirty your past is, your future is still spotless," because it's applicable to this squad in every which way. If this take sounds unhinged or deranged to you, just spin back to this video when the buzzer sounds and the clock hits 00 at the end of the year so we can talk about it.